Hello hopeful friends, I'm Della from Quilt of Hope Cornwall. Welcome to my channel. It's the 13th of December 2025, so it's Pinkoween time. Last month I had started to create some English paper piecing hexagons to cover my cheap and cheerful Halloween hat. I've progressed quite well considering it's nearly Christmas and we've been doing lots of things. So it's time to start adding them to the hat. First thing I need to do is take all of these badges off that I temporarily put on just for last year. So let's do that. The last pin to take off was this lovely polymer clay D that I was sent. I belong to the British Polymer Clay Guild, and every Halloween we do a swap. And I was sent this along with something else, but it was perfect for my hat and I'm definitely going to put it back on. Isn't it cute? Look at this tiny little bat and ghost, ladybird, tiny little mushrooms. So cute. I absolutely love it. Now it is a secret swap, so I don't know who it came from, but whoever you were, thank you very much. I love it. So here's my hat. Now what I like about this, because it's cheap and cheerful, is it actually folds up really small. So I can take it with me in my project bag when we go to the farm or if we go away, and I can do some stitching on it without having to take a great big hat, other than the one I'm wearing, because I always wear a hat. And then when you're ready to sew, it just pops apart again. Fantastic. So I'm going to put that to one side for a minute. Since last month, I've managed to make 100 1-inch hexagons. And then I came across a little bit of a snag because this isn't nearly enough. And I have plenty of fabric left over. And I discovered that because I reuse everything, you can see how old some of these paper pieces are, hundreds of holes in them, they're probably over 25 years old, that I don't have a template for 1 inch. I have a Sizex die that is 1 1/4 inches. And I thought that's what this was, and I went to use my die and it's a different size. Panic! Shall I get out a protractor and draw them, or shall I look online and see if I can find some sort of template? Or I didn't really want to buy paper pieces. I know you can, and I don't have a problem with that if people want to do that, but I like to make my own out of recycled things if possible. And then I remembered I'm sure many of you know the lovely Emma Jones from Vintage Sewing Box, vintagesewingbox.co.uk. She's a YouTuber and she has a shop, an online shop. And if you go onto her website, she has some free templates, which is very kind of her. And lo and behold, there's some 1 inch. So I set the printer to actual size and it printed out, and they are perfect 1 inch. So thank you, Emma, you saved me. I actually printed this on the back of some scrap paper, which I like to reuse, so it hasn't gone into landfill or into waste. So I've cut those out. I'm really pleased. So now I have plenty more hexagons and I can make as many as I want. I have plenty of scrap that I can print out of onto, and that's fantastic. But before I tack or baste any more hexagons, I thought I'd make a start and sew together some of the hexagons that I'd already made. And this is where I ran into a dilemma. I'm sure a lot of you are ahead of me with this, but I was so excited about sewing, I just got a bit carried away. So luckily I've only done 2 strips and I haven't joined them together. Joining small hexagons together makes a straight-ish line. And of course, hats are not straight. So my original idea was just to make like a piece of fabric and then just cover the hat. But it's going to leave quite an ugly seam up the back. And this, as I say, this is a cheap hat. So what to do? Now there's a few options. I could carry on making this and then cut my losses and just wrap it around and cover it. I could probably go round once. Yeah, I could go round once, but then it would go straight up, wouldn't it? It won't curve in. So I think what I've decided to do, exactly, is to go round once as if it's a band, as if it's a hat band, and then I may just randomly stitch these on, and then I can go up the hat, leaving smaller and smaller gaps in between until I get to the top. So I think that's my plan for this month. If not, I'll just unpick it and I'll do something else. I have seen other people make patchwork witches hats from scratch, and I may do that another time. I can never have too many hats, so I'm quite happy to make another one next year. So between now, Christmas, New Year, I think that's what I'll be doing. I'm very, very pleased to have found these templates. Thank you to Emma. As I say, go and subscribe to her. She does some fantastic English paper piecing, and she has some quilt-alongs and all sorts of goodies in her shop. So I hope you all have a wonderful and peaceful and hopeful Christmas, and I will see you in the new year.